we're not a good team. I think we all know that. But somehow we looked even worse on Sunday, right? Now everybody's finally seeing the complete picture. That this is not just on Kyler Murray. It wasn't just replace Kyler Murray and we're going to be good. It is a complete organizational failure from top to bottom. Welcome back to Cardinals Daily. I'm Eddie Cuevas. If you're already part of the squad, I appreciate you for being here since day one. If you're new here, smash the sub button. It really helps out the channel. And the more we grow, the better content we can bring you guys every single week. Bird gang, I can't even think of where to begin with this. Because this matchup against the Rams, right? Look, I can't even name everything that's broken on this team. It's just so damn much. If you watched yesterday's matchup against the Rams, you might still be rubbing your eyes wondering if the opening drive was real or just a mirage. Because we looked solid. We looked good. Came out firing, right? Marched downfield, scored with ease, and for a brief, tiny, minuscule, microscopic moment, you could almost hear the whispers like, are we about to spoil somebody's someone's Sunday here? Maybe send them to two losses in a row? Spoiler alert. Hell no. That was not going to happen. We opened the game with the confidence, right? Scripted plays were working. The tempo was sharp. Michael Wilson was hauling in the touchdown. Michael Wilson looked dope today. Yesterday. He was amazing. But by the time that third quarter arrived, the optimism, gone. The Rams reeled off 5 straight scoring drives, including 4 touchdowns in a row, turning this into a lopsided 45-17 beatdown. Look, giving up an opening drive field goal, you can deal with that, right? You can stomach it. That's your bend don't break garbage that everyone likes to put in. Giving up 4 straight scores, touchdowns. Come on, man. That's how the season's fractured. And fan bases are tuned out. And believe me, our fan base has tuned out. If you were watching, it started in the third quarter, everyone was leaving. It was all red seats. If you guys have been to State Farm Stadium, all the seats are red. Most of the seats are red. And you just saw a sea of red. It has nothing to do with jerseys, okay? When we finally got a defensive stop, the game was a 3-score bloodbath at that point. It was too little, too late. Like Matthew Stafford looked like he was going through a walkthrough, right? Zero pressure from our defense. Zero answers. No resistance whatsoever. Puka Nacua, he turned the secondary into a highlight reel, okay? 7 catches. 167 yards. 2 touchdowns. And really, it could have been way worse. Like, much worse. Like, they could have just thrown on us the entire game and it would have worked. But they didn't just pass the ball on us. They ran right through us. 253 yards on ground. Folks, 7.7 yards per carry. 3 rushing touchdowns. We got mauled, dominated, embarrassed. That Rams team, that's a team preparing for the playoffs. All right? They're beating a team that was drifting towards draft season. We're already in off season at this point. Offensively, sure, the opening drive made you sit up and say, okay, let's see what we got. That was it. We reached the end zone just one more time at the very end, in garbage time. Sure, Michael Wilson, and it was nice little play for him. But everything between those 2 drives was just awful. We suffered more injuries. Our execution was trash. The play calling, abysmal. Why Drew Petzing is employed at all right now is wild. Thousands and thousands of layoffs in this economy right now, and he still has a job? Come on now. Even Trey McBride tying an NFL record for tight ends couldn't spark a pulse whatsoever. And the production there was individual, okay? But did not translate to scoring or anything that even looked like competitive football. It does. Look, if the afternoon needed another gut punch, folks, Paris Johnson Jr. down with a knee injury, probably done for the year. Because why would you bring him back? Would he get injured again and games that don't mean anything? Add that to the pile of problems that's already taller than the scoreboard margin, okay? The NFC West, because this is where things get really, really, really embarrassing for us, okay? We are now 0-5 in the division this year. Combined margin, 169-96. Let me put it in a different way. We're not just losing. We are being outclassed, like dogged down. If divisional games are a measuring stick, we didn't just come up short, okay? We didn't show up. Plain and simple. I think you and I can agree. This roster does not match its rivals. Its coaching absolutely doesn't even come close to our rivals. And that brings us to the one thing that, look, and this is going to piss everybody off, and it should. If you're mad about this, I'm just as mad as you. Jonathan Gannon's seat, his job, apparently is safe. How? The organization believes in this rebuild? Really? Like they think the locker room has a culture? They preach patience, but there is none? But how long does patience survive home blowout after home blowout? At some point, results matter. No, results matter from the beginning. Forget this. Forget this whole like. Well, at some point we got no. The results matter now, and the results are ass. They're terrible right now. The product on the field has to resemble progress, and it did not. It has not done that, not at all this season. We took like a step forward and then 8 back, and a step forward and 30 back, and a step forward and 8, you know what I mean, just over and over again, just shooting ourselves in the foot. Yesterday didn't just look like a step backwards. That was a reset. We're back to square one, folks. Everyone was wondering how many embarrassments does it take before the leash shortens, and we have earned an answer as fans that spend our hard-earned money on this garbage product we've been watching. So where do the Cardinals sit now? Firmly in a race that nobody wants to be in at this point in the year. The draft order chase. I think right now we're like, 8th, right? Still within striking distance of that first pick. We're probably not going to get it. Although Tennessee did beat Cleveland, I think. By the way, Shedeur Sanders. Say what you want about Shedeur Sanders. That was a team loss. Okay, that lost the Titans. At the very end, they went Wildcat for some reason. But I keep saying it. Stop hating on Shedeur Sanders. The kid can ball. He can play. Okay, but that's from a different show. All right, sorry about that. But it's just I'm irritated as hell right now about everything, football wise. Okay, our fans. We're watching the standings now. We're not watching for playoff positioning. We're watching for draft positioning. If that doesn't tell you where we are as a franchise, folks, that the fan base is very aware how terrible we are, nothing will. This game was more than a loss. This was a statement about where we are as an organization. Because Gannon has lost his team completely. Demolition at the hands of the Rams wasn't just another loss. It was the kind of humiliating at-home gut punch that forces a real conversation. In fact, it forces what should already be done. Jonathan Gannon, you got to go. You are awful. We opened up with a touchdown, great. Okay, the script was working all right. We looked smooth-ish, cool. Right? It's like, and then it looked like Gannon drew like a smiley face on the play sheet and went home. Because everything collapsed. All right, we got bullied 45-17. Like I said a second ago, 5 straight scores, right? 4 straight touchdowns. You know what that is? That's a team with the coaching staff that can't adjust, can't respond, cannot compete. The players didn't quit, folks. Name names. Jonathan Gannon, Nick Rallis, Drew Petzing. Those clowns quit. 100% quit. Because Trey McBride busting his ass at the very end of the game. Michael Wilson, same. Jacoby Brissett battling through defenders, just trying to get enough time to even see somebody down the field. Okay. These are the numbers that should be in Michael Bidwell's face for the rest of the season for sure. Mike, 0-5 in division. 0-5. You beat nobody in their division. You should be embarrassed as an owner. By the way, for an owner there's been reports before, he's been sued, I believe, for screaming at employees that ended up quitting, but screaming at employees' faces. How the hell are you not in Jonathan Gannon's face yelling at him? It's the same BS that Gannon pulled with our third string running back. And Mario Mercado drops the ball early, makes a mistake. But, then Jonathan Gannon's like, he's a man now. What was it? Hits him in the chest and stuff. And you never did it to Kyler? Not one time. Not Buda Baker. Nobody else. Just the little guy whose roster spot depends on you. Yeah, right? Yeah, you're a big man, Johnny. You too, Mike? Is that what you do? Screaming at employees in the ticket office, but not at the guys that actually control the game? Come on, dude. We're tired. As fans, we are exhausted. We are done with you. Okay? Point differential this season. 169-96. That is an embarrassing stat. The NFC West is supposed to be a measuring stick. Under Gannon, we didn't even step up to be measured. We're a joke to the entire NFL. You know how bad? You know how much of a joke we are? People laugh at us more than they laugh at the Tennessee Titans. Okay? Everyone thinks we're the worst team in the league, and there's a team or two with worse records than us. But somehow we're the worst. That's just a lot. Okay? Every divisional opponent looked developed and physical and well coached. We look like a preseason install crew still reading the manual. That is 100% on Jonathan Gannon. Because all we hear from this guy is excuses. Oh, the injuries, the rebuild, oh, culture. It's on me. It's definitely on you. Enough. Teams with worse rosters look sharper. Teams with rookie coaches look more prepared. Teams missing quarterbacks still score points and tackle people. Meanwhile, Art Gannon's team, blown coverages every week. Damn, every quarter we get a handful of those. No halftime adjustments whatsoever. Let's keep going. Let's just get to the end of the game. Repeated collapses at home. Players regressing instead of progressing constantly. At some point, his BS slogans, his stupid, you're fire in your belly crap, doesn't matter anymore. Because there's no results. And the results scream, fire me. Jonathan Gannon has to go. Go watch the sideline. No urgency, no accountability, no edge whatsoever. This team doesn't resemble Gannon's persona. Because if it did, every single one of the team be standing in the side like this, just with the dumbass look on his face. It resembles a group staring at the scoreboard, wondering how it got this bad. Even Trey McBride, Michael Wilson still busted their ass at the end of the game, and it didn't matter. The veterans look exhausted. They look tired. They look pissed off, frankly. The young guys look lost. Some of these rookies are looking around like, is this what the NFL is supposed to be? Because, really? Wild. Stars are unsupported on their team. Leadership failure, folks, is where we're at. Cardinals reaching the point where fans, again, we're looking at the draft order. Come on. And somehow Jonathan's seat is safe? Wow. What has he earned besides blowouts, empty stands, and apathy? If Michael Bivens wants the fans back, he wants relevance and credibility, he can't bring this clown back. All right, for next season and tell us to trust the process. This process is stalled out, folks. Fire Jonathan Gannon today. The fact that he left the stadium with it still employed is embarrassing. Reset. Find a leader who can motivate, who can adjust and compete. Because this version is worse than Cliff Kingsbury. Really, wow, I can't even speak. I'm so taken by this. This is worse than Cliff Kingsbury. Worse. Way worse. Like, if you disagree, cool. I'm all right with that. If you're nodding through gritted teeth, hey, welcome to the club. Either way, nothing has changed. Something has to change in order for us to have any kind of, anything going on to the next season and moving forward. All right? That's going to do it for this episode of Cardinals Daily, folks. I'm Eddie Law. Don't forget to hit that sub, hit the bell, hit the like, leave a comment. I will see you guys all tomorrow for a Tuesday show. Hopefully, we have some good news that Gannon's gone. I highly doubt it because Michael Bivens is gutless, and you and I both know that. But maybe, somehow, some way, the ghost of Christmas past will sneak into Michael Bivens' bedroom and smack some sense into him. Because you know what? This game sure as hell did not do it. All right, Bird Gang. Hey, I roll with y'all to the end, all right? No matter what happens, folks, I'm a lifer. Go Cards.